So maybe Don, if I say something that doesn't make sense to you, or if I'm like trying to make sure I'm understanding what you said, and I say something wrong, like I rephrase it wrong or whatever, I want you to tell me that I'm wrong. Like, oh no, I said this, not that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, like I said, we're gonna go over your waiver of your right. You have the right to remain silent.
Yeah.
Alright. And it is 16. Okay, perfect. So, Randy John. Do you know why you were brought up here today?
To be questioned about what happened.
We first talked with you, there's like a mosquito in here. It was about a week ago. Do you remember what you had told me kind of at that point when I first made contact with you? And if you don't remember that,
I don't remember exactly what I said.
Okay. Me and my partner, Sergeant Kendrick, come out and we were kind of talking to some of the neighbors, and that's when we first met you. You were very helpful, and I know that you were kind of out riding around on your bike, and I think at one point you even came over to us while we were like south of Gainesville Road and told us to go back to one of the other neighbors' houses.
Yeah, Mr. Fred.
Yeah. So, and you remember that I talked to you about that. And do you remember what we talked about when I talked to you about what Fred told me?
You showed me the video of me walking down the road, and I forget exactly what happened. You, as you were talking, you noticed the red stains on my pants.
Mm-hmm.
You asked for if you can get a swab. I said yes. You came over, you had my grandma sign a form, you got the swab, and then that was about the end of that.
Okay. Do you remember that night? So when I showed you that video of you walking, so that would have been late Saturday night.
Yes.
Do you remember everything that you did that night?
Yeah, I couldn't go to sleep, so I got up and I headed down the road to watch the cars that are coming from the concert. I've watched them, the cars, looking for modified vehicles for a while, and then I went walking across the street for, I'm guessing, an hour before I came back to my house.
Do you know about what time it was when you first went out? So we're still on Saturday, so that would have been June, I think 8th.
Oh, I'd say I went out about 10 or 12.
So like 10 p.m., I guess. What are you talking about? Okay. So walk me through earlier in that day. So I want to know everything that happened that day, not just that night. So like morning, afternoon, evening. Just everything that you remember that you did that day.
I got up around, what was it, 8 that day?
I have no idea. I think was I working that day? I don't know.
No, we did yard work that day.
Okay.
Somewhere around 7 to 9 o'clock I got up.
Okay.
Had breakfast, and then it was yard work, weed whacking, mowing.
This was all on your property?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'd say 5:45 is when we had dinner.
Okay.
And then after that, I was doing vocabulary words until about 9:30ish. Then I took my shower, and then 10 I went to my bed to go to sleep. I couldn't go to sleep, so I started to head up the road to watch the vehicles.
Okay.
And then I went across the street. I walked down, and then the road that I went and found you guys on, I was walking down that road, and I came back, and then I stayed in that little yard of trampoline for a while.
Okay.
And then I'd say about when the car started to dwindle, stop, I went back over, and I walked around our property for a while because I was looking for one of my gloves because remember I lost it and I couldn't find it. I went back to my room. Went to bed.
Do you remember like about what time it was when you went to bed?
No, I don't remember what time.
Okay. So when you say you went to where me and my partner were, so that was, again, that was south of Gainesville Road.
Yeah, so if you're heading across from where we live, you'll cross and it's the first, like, yeah, the first left.
Okay. What were you doing over there, just out of curiosity? Like, do you know anybody over there? Or?
Yeah, I know the Hispanic's daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was just walking around then.
Okay. Is that something that you do, like, often when you can't sleep, to get out and kind of walk around?
Not all the time, just within a few last 2 or 3 weeks.
Gotcha. Okay. And you mentioned that you lost a glove. So tell me about this glove
It's
that you lost.
one of the gloves I used for gardening.
Yeah.
But,
is it like, do you remember what color it is, by chance?
it is like a grayish color on the top with like a yellow bottom.
Oh, okay. So one of the, I know what you're talking about.
Like a garden glove.
Yeah. Okay.
I was looking for it because I had lost it that day and I need to pick some stuff that I bought. Prickers.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
Well, what about Friday? So that was Saturday. Do you remember what you did Friday?
Friday was school. Got up at around 7:30. Did my normal morning stuff. About 8ish, went out to the bus stop. Went to the summer school thing, and then it was about 5ish when I got off the bus. 5:18, 5ish.
Okay.
Around there. I went across the field. No, was on her front porch. I went and said hi. We talked for a while. When I went to leave, I got stung in the ear by something.
Ow.
Headed back to my place. We had dinner. The same thing as what happened after dinner on Saturday. Did vocab. And then Friday I went to bed. But yeah.
Okay. So you said you went and saw him after you got home from school, and you said that was like around 5?
Yeah, 5ish.
5ish. Okay. Do you remember, like, I don't know where but you take the bus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you walk over there? Did you ride your bike over there? Or how did you
walk? Because it's 48th Street off of 360. Is that 316? 316 is where my bus stop was then. And then I would walk across the field, and I noticed. So I went over and said hi because I hadn't talked in a while.
Where was she at?
On the front porch, sitting in her rocking chair in front of the door.
Okay, gotcha. So what was the last time, like, before then, when you had seen her, or I guess talked with her, like, kind of like you did that day?
The last time I'd seen her before that was probably about, I want to say, a week and a half before. She was driving down the road from like church or something.
Oh, okay.
And she just stopped and said hi real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember the last time, like, my understanding when we spoke the first time, and correct me if I got this wrong, that when you were younger, you used to go over and talk with her quite a bit.
Yeah, I'd go over, talk, help her.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get over there as much anymore, but
sure.
He's on restriction.
Yeah. A lot. Gotcha.
That's the vocab.
Vocab is restriction.
I see. Okay.
I'd say, yeah, like when she stopped by, when she was driving, I hadn't been over there in 3 or 4 months.
Okay, like over at her house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been able to get over there anymore.
So when you would go over to her house, was it just to talk with her, or would you like help her out around the house and stuff?
Most of the time I went over to help, but if she got tired, we just talk.
Sure.
So all we did was either yard work or around her place or talk.
Yeah. Well, she described you as one of her friends, so she's, obviously very fond of you. So, okay. So prior to Friday, when you went and sat with her on her porch, the last time you'd been over there, like, were you, I guess, at her house, was 3 or 4 months ago. But you had seen her, she had, like, she was driving and she saw him stop by and talked to you. Okay, gotcha. Tell me about your talk with her on Friday. Do you guys remember what you talked about?
She asked me how school was doing. She asked, what I was interested in because it's been a while since I've been over there. We talked about her family that went over to Italy.
Brenda? Her daughter, I guess, or whatever they were?
Yeah, if it was Brenda, yeah.
Gotcha.
And then, I asked her about these blackout things that she had been having. She said that she gave me a name for it. I forget what it was, but she said that she hadn't been having them as much anymore.
Oh, okay.
And then I don't remember it. Anything else?
And y'all talked, you said, on the front porch? Is that what you said?
Front porch.
Okay.
Yep.
Did you guys ever talk, like, just for Friday? Did you ever, like, go inside her house at all and talk with her or anything like that?
No. Not that I remember.
Did you ever go inside her house, like, either to, like, I don't know, use the bathroom or anything like that?
That's about the only time I go in her house is to use the bathroom.
But she's asking, have you ever been in her house?
Yeah, to use the bathroom.
Okay. So this particular time, so we're talking, this was Friday, so this was June 7th. Do you remember going in her house?
Yeah, right before I left, I went and used the bathroom.
You did?
Right?
Okay.
And then, as I left the porch door, I got stung, and she was gonna get up and swat at it. The nest was right inside her door. She was gonna get up and swat at it, and I told her to just wait. I'd go and get some spray for it. But I went to my house, couldn't find a spray, so I went back to try and help her, and she had already got it down and destroyed the nest.
She got that thing down by herself?
She used the broom.
Or maybe I would do that. She just tough old lady.
Mm-hmm.
She's still able to garden.
She is tough. She is tough. I was amazed.
Mm-hmm. Did you go anywhere else besides the bathroom?
No.
No?
I went right to the bathroom and then down.
Okay. Do you know, did you ever show her something on, like, an iPad that she has? On that particular time that you guys were talking? She mentioned something about you showed her something on an iPad, so I'm kind of curious about that.
Yeah, she was getting interested about what I was talking about, and I showed her one of the geek channels I watch. I believe that specific time I showed her because I started talking about how a car company started making part of their cars out of carbon fiber, McLaren. And I showed her how the guy was rebuilding it because it was all destroyed in the middle. And actually, yeah, I went in the house to grab that too.
Gotcha. And where was that at? The iPad?
When you walk in.
Are we talking about from the kitchen or from the living room?
Alright, so we are on the front porch. We walk in through the kitchen.
Okay. From the porch door, I assume?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's like a table next to the counter.
Okay, so in the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I showed her the project that he was doing, and then I put it back in. We chatted for a bit longer, and then I came home.
Okay. So you went to the kitchen, just to make sure that I'm kind of on the same page. So you went to the kitchen to get the iPad thing, and then I think she only has one bathroom, right?
To what I know of that.
Okay. So you went to the kitchen and you went to the bathroom. Did you go anywhere else in the house?
No.
Where's the bathroom you know about?
It's pretty much, but when you walk in, it's the hall straight forward. It's the first door on the left.
Okay. Gotcha. So that's a bathroom that you typically use whenever you do have to use the bathroom?
Yeah.
Okay. So you started something on the iPad, and then once that was done, you left?
Yeah.
Okay. But this is just out of curiosity, kind of, taking into account what she said and also, what I've already spoken with you about. Was there like a candy bar or like some kind of chocolate or something that she had on her, like in her kitchen?
I don't know.
Okay. Did you take that?
No.
No? Okay. Do you know
You
what?
better make sure you're telling the truth,
Just a chocolate
John.
bar, man.
Let me tell you something, buddy. Make sure you're telling the truth.
And like I said,
This is the time to tell the truth.
I don't look around.
If you're gonna get in trouble, you're gonna get in trouble, but be honest.
No, I don't look around and see this house.
Okay, I'm surprised. Excuse
Yeah,
me.
well, so,
You get in trouble for this kind of thing a lot. This is why you're on restriction.
What's he on?
Electronic devices, when they don't belong to you, you keep touching them and taking things that don't belong to you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you're on restriction. So when she's mentioning that to all over the place, I'm thinking that's exactly what he does at home.
I didn't even know it was there.
So make sure you're telling the truth. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Make sure you're telling the truth.
I'm telling you the truth.
I doubt he's gonna tell a lie.
So Randy, I mean, listen, I don't care if you took the chocolate or not. I just want to know if that's something that happened.
No, I don't look around her house. If it was there, I didn't know.
Okay, but did you like eat a piece of chocolate from her house?
No.
No?
I ate nothing from her house.
Okay.
And there previous times before she's given me ice cream, but I don't look around her house, so I don't know.
Okay.
What kind of work are you doing for her? Just so I understand. Sounds like gardening. What
Yeah,
else?
gardening. She has a deal with me. I mow the field that she owns.
Okay.
The field I walk through
Sure.
sometimes, and she gives me $40, and I can ride my dirt bike whenever I want.
That's pretty cool. Anything else you're doing for her?
Occasionally fixing her mower.
You seem like an automotive kind of guy. Is
Yeah.
that what I'm thinking of?
Yes.
What else do you do it for?
I help her load all the leaves and everything she rakes up on the tarp so she can haul them to where she dumps them. I've helped her move bricks a few times. I've helped her cut down azalea bushes.
Seems like mostly outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you're doing for her?
When she had a whole huge burn pile section, I was helping her burn that.
And you said she's paying you for it?
Only for the field. I do everything else for free.
And you get to ride your dirt bike?
Yes.
What kind of dirt bike you got?
It's 2004 Kawasaki Calyx 110.
How fast that thing go?
I don't know.
I mean, I don't care none.
It does about
You gotta go out and go have
You
fun,
go
right?
40, 50 miles an hour.
Yeah. You do jumps and stuff on it?
I would do more if my suspension wasn't going. My front shocks.
You gotta mow a few more yards and you can get a new bike, right?
Well, I want to keep this one as long as I can.
Yeah.
It just needs overhaul in the front shocks
Gotcha.
and new seals. Yeah, new seals.
Did she ever have you do anything inside the house?
No.
No tasks or chores or anything? Just kind of outdoor stuff and mechanic stuff, it sounds
Yeah.
like. And
The few times that her and I have talked inside, we either stay in the kitchen or I'm trying to do something on the piano.
okay, you play a piano?
Well, not play, but I can do like the beginning of one song.
Which song is that?
7 Years by Lucas Graham.
Okay, that's pretty cool, man.
Is that that's in the living room, right?
Yeah, right next to the hall in the living room.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's been, I'd say, 2 to 3 years since I went in the house, other than to use the bathroom and get the grand pad thing for her.
How'd y'all meet? And you might have told us Detective Harding.
No, briefly, but I was trying to get into my question.
Right?
She may have stopped by because when she comes home from church, she would drive by, and I used to fix stuff for her. And I taught him how to do it, so I don't have. No,
you're good at outsourcing, right? You become a manager. That's good.
Yeah.
It seems like you guys are fairly close. Is that safe to say?
I would say it.
You sit there and talk with her on her porch. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to have connections like that.
She even sometimes when I would go over there, she was, always on his defense, because she really, because if I was a little bit hard on, she wants me to be softer on him.
It's like every grandparent ever. Right?
Yeah, they have a soft spot.
She has to be the parent because my parents don't step up.
I'm glad you have that. That's awesome, man. There's a lot of people that don't have that.
Yeah.
Is she, like I said, she really likes you, and is it Darian, your friend that lives across the street?
Yeah, Darian.
So, she called you guys friends. So, would that be, you think, an honest assessment of your relationship with her? Like, is she...
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me about her. So, I've never really heard about her from your perspective. Tell me what kind of person she is.
She's just a really nice outdoor person. I've never had any arguments or anything with her.
Really? Has she ever, chastised you or yelled at you for, I don't know, did she ever fuss at you for anything? Messing with anything? Or even if she was maybe, cranky or in a bad mood about something? No?
No.
So, and you've known her for how many years now?
About 8.
Wow.
Quite a few, yeah.
Yeah, you're 14 now?
14.
Yeah, so over half the life.
Mm-hmm.
So, in 8 years, can you recall ever having, being mad at her about something or her being mad at you about something?
No.
No?
Did she ever make anything up? Kind of nothing?
No.
Anything out there off the wall or anything?
She's not that type of person.
She's not like the crazy old grandma that lived on the corner when everybody worked there?
No.
Well, that's good.
She's a person to be friends with.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I will say, so in my interaction with her for this case, she's the quintessential, grandma. Sweet, kind,
Not like this one.
very, very, well, just basically a total gem of a person. She's the type of woman that you're like, man, if I'm even an ounce of as good as this person is when I'm her age, then I've accomplished my life goal. So, would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's just a good person.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're gonna I did have a question about the house stuff. So, have you ever stayed the night at her house? No. Okay.
No.
Have you ever I don't know, taken a nap in any of her bedrooms or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Have you ever been in her bedroom or any of the guest bedroom?
No.
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 You ever do just, I know it's gonna sound like a weird question, but I'm just trying to think of do you ever do her laundry or do you ever
No.
wash her sheet? Or has there ever been a time maybe where she's sick and she just can't, I guess her daughter's in Italy. Did she ever ask you to help her with household chores like that?
No, she doesn't.
No?
Well,
who helped her with that stuff, just out of curiosity?
Her daughters, when she's sick, her daughters come down.
Okay.
They're in town because there's a blue and white truck going up and down the road.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So when you see that, then you know that her daughters are here.
Yeah.
She normally handles her own stuff when her daughters aren't there?
Yeah. There's one person across the field, there's 2 houses across the field, it's one on the right. When I'm not able to mow the field, he mows the field.
Oh.
Is that, Mark?
Yeah, I'm not
I forget
sure.
his last name, but...
I'm not sure if he's her son or something.
Okay. So she's never asked for your help to do those types of household chores, so laundry or whatever. Okay.
No, I've helped with the laundry machine, but not to do laundry.
Not you've never done her laundry for her bed sheets or anything like that.
No.
You've never taken a nap or slept in any of her bedrooms or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Do you remember if you've ever been in any of those bedrooms?
No.
No.
No. I've never been in any room other than the living room, kitchen, the bathroom.
Okay. Well, Randy Dunn, I think you probably know that I wouldn't ask that question unless I had a reason to.
Okay.
So, I'm just gonna be honest with you because I mean I feel like you've been mostly honest with me, and I know your mom's been honest with me. Is it okay if I call you his mom?
Yeah.
Brody? Okay. I don't mean to.
It's okay. Yeah.
But when I came over to you on
Yeah.
I think that was Sunday, and I was asking you about your clothes and the video and stuff, and I explained that I wanted to get your DNA because I knew that you had been over there before because you mentioned, like you told us today, that you had talked with her. So I knew that at the very least there would be evidence of you being in the porch.
Yeah.
Right? So I went and met with your mom, and you guys signed a consent form, and we got your DNA.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we sent your DNA and the sex kit up to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, who does the testing stuff for stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any reason at all that your DNA would be on her clothes?
Yeah, we when I said goodbye to her, we hugged. Like a slight hug.
Okay.
That's
Let me be a little bit more specific. Your DNA was on her underwear.
What?
And so I want you to really use this time here to be honest with me about what happened that night, because I think that we know what happened, and I think that your mom knows what happened because she also wrote down a list of times that you went in and out of the house that night, to include the time that the call came in. And I think you probably know that you wouldn't be in here unless we had a good reason to put you in.
I don't see. What?
It's not about C, Randy John. It's truth.
Yeah, truth. It's impossible for my DNA to be on her underwear.
That's what we like to think too, brother, but that stuff doesn't lie, that stuff doesn't get made up. And sometimes the truth can be hard. You seem like a really good guy, man. You seem like you got a good head on your shoulders, you make connections with people that need help, you go out there and you help other people. And there's people out there sometimes that make mistakes, man.
I'm gonna come over here and 'cause I want to
And
make
that doesn't make you a bad person for making a mistake. But we just need to understand, like, who is Randy John, man? Because I don't.
Holy cow.
And we don't think that was the intention. But we need to understand what happened, man.
Randy, I want to be real clear with you. We know what happened. What I want to hear from your own words, everything that went on that night.
God. Holy cow.
I want to know why this happened.
Randy, help us understand, man.
Randy, look at me for a second. You did this the exact same thing when I asked you about you walking down the road or jogging down the road at 11 o'clock. And you did the whole, I don't remember, and I was like, bullshit. And you finally admitted to it. And I think this is the exact same thing. I know what happened. And it's only going to help you for you to be honest with me about what happened. Because like I said, we know what happened because we have your DNA after cleansing.
Like she said, it's not like we're talking about a sweater that it was found on. It's in this elderly woman's underwear. What are you thinking, man? We're putting everything out here and you're kind of just looking at all this, man. I know it might be a shock, but what are you thinking?
I'm overly confused.
What are you confused about?
I wasn't even near her house. I was across the street.
A whole hour. You were gone.
Yeah. I said I was gone for about an hour.
Well, it so happens that you came back. Now, granted, this is notes that your mom took, but 43 minutes past midnight. You came from the outside with your shoes in your hand. Why were you holding your shoes? And don't forget that we have this. So I'm going to be able to corroborate everything she said.
A lot of people got a lot invested in it.
I can't even believe somebody did that.
I think maybe Ryan and I can go step outside real quick and kind of go over our notes. Mom, I don't know if you want to have a couple minutes to talk with your son. Lady, I want you to think real long and hard about everything that happened. And I want to do this, listen, more than I want to have the truth from you about what happened, because I know that you know what happened, I want to do this for her. If she is as an amazing of a person as you say she is, and I believe you because I've talked with her, getting all of this out in the open for her is what matters. Okay? And the first step to that is for you to be honest with us about what happened. That's the first step for you as well. For you to be able to move on from this is to tell us what happened. But it starts with telling us what happened here. Does that make sense? Yeah. Well, I'll give you guys 2 minutes. We'll be right back.
She deserves the truth to be told, and you know it. Personally, I can't believe that this is a horrible thing, Ricky John. That's a horrible thing.
I don't even have the ability to do that.
Well, it's hard for me to believe too. It's really hard for me to believe too that you would do a thing like this.
I didn't.
But how many times have you been caught in lies?
I know.
And this is the whole reason why you're on restriction. It's because you're not telling the truth about things. If this woman deserves to have the truth, she deserves it, and you know that.
What?
And don't say why's, Reddy John, because why doesn't exist here.
I wasn't at her house.
Reddy John, it's across the street. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her face.
I don't even think like that.
I've never seen you hurt anybody, but
I don't want to hurt
what the
anyone.
hell were you doing outside at that time of night? It doesn't make any sense. Do you understand? Reddy John, it doesn't make any sense. There's a million different things you can do. Being outside where you don't belong, and you know you don't belong out there.
I'm sorry, but I'm an outdoorsy person.
You're not an outdoorsy person. You're a sit in front of the TV kind of guy.
When I don't have TV, I'm outside.
Well, I don't know. I hope and pray you did not do this to this woman.
didn't.
I hope and pray. I hope and pray you did not do this. Because this is horrific.
I didn't.
This is a human being. And she deserves justice. She does. If this would have happened to your sister, what would you do?
Murder whoever did.
If you know anything about this, Reddy John, for her at least, if you care about her, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You know,
We've been down that road before where you've been lying about something. You swear up and Randy John, you've lied about stuff before. You have lied and you screamed at me, you slammed doors and swore up and down you were telling the truth. Remember, I tell you over and over and over again, don't tell lies, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to create a bad reputation, and then when you do tell the truth, nobody's going to believe you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Here we are.
here we are. I can't say beyond a shadow of a doubt right now that you did or did not do this. I don't think that you did, but I can't prove it. And I already told you the evidence can hurt you because there's a whole lot of it, and you created it all.
Mom, are you okay with us talking with him? With just us?
Yeah.
He's got
I'm gonna get my water bottle.
I'll get you
can-
another if you need it. You want another one?
Ready? Listen. I know that this looks bad. Did you go over there to kill her, or did
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's good. I mean, were you just... I know this can be kind of embarrassing to talk about in front of your mom, so that's why I wanted to kind of give us some space to just, you and I to talk. What I want to know... How did this happen?
I wasn't over there at all.
Buddy, listen. Randy, look at me. Look at me. I know you were there, okay? We gotta move past that. I know that you were there. I just want to know what happened. Like,
If I wanted something from her, I would have asked her Friday, because she's just a nice person.
I think that maybe you just, maybe you were tired of being on restrictions. I don't really know about the relationship between you and I'm gonna call her mom, but grandma. Maybe you're tired of her fussing at you or whatever it is that she does. I mean, I know that, again, you guys don't always have the greatest relationship, but maybe you were just, like, angry. Y'all got into it you and your grandma, maybe y'all got into a fight, I don't know. And for whatever reason, you came over to her house, and then this happened. Maybe you were just thought you could just go over there and you were just trying to see what she would do, what would happen. I don't know. I mean, you gotta help me do.
I just got done talking to your mom, and she said that, I mean, you're 14, right? I think every 14-year-old's kind of had some thoughts about what a woman's like and things like that. And I heard that you've been kind of exploring some nudity and pornography. Is that what's going on, man? The thing is, Grandma's got no reason to lie to me, and you have no reason to lie to me about that either. That's totally normal and totally fine. So is that something I heard you taking Grandpa's phone and taking a look at that?
No, I don't do it on Grandpa's phone. I haven't been able to do it since I had my computer, because she takes everything away.
Yeah. Well, is it true that you were looking at some of that stuff? Like I said, it's totally normal, man. Okay. And like I said, and I think like Detective Hardigan said, it's totally normal to want to find out about these things. Especially for someone, it seems like you really truly cared about this woman.
Yeah.
And maybe you just wanted to figure out what was what, man.
What it was like.
No.
Maybe you went into there, you didn't expect her to be awake. And so you freaked out. And you panicked. Because that's what it looks like. Is that this was oh shit. And then maybe you just slapped her around, not expecting her to, maybe you just wanted to knock her out. You didn't think you would hurt her this bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got out of there.
Because what we're trying to figure out, Randy John, is, like Detective Hardigan said, like, we're pretty certain of what happened. What we're trying to figure out is Randy John the kind of guy that breaks into people's houses with axes and chops them up into pieces and leaves them and murders them? Or did Randy John just make a mistake? Did you go into a house and expect this 91-year-old woman to be sleeping and maybe figure out something about life, and then things just went awry? Because thing is, people panic, man. And people do things that they don't mean and they don't want to do when they panic. Have you ever kind of been in a situation where you just did something just because you were nervous and you didn't know what to do and it maybe wasn't the best idea? I think everyone's done that, man. So help us understand, Rachel.
I don't really know what happened.
Okay. Well, let's start from the beginning. What time did you go over there?
I honestly don't know, because it's a bad habit I have not looking at time.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, if you don't know, that's fine. So, did you come into the kitchen door or the living room door or something else?
That was a side door.
So is that the porch door or is that the
Living room had the piano.
living room door?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happened?
I was just kind of looking around at first.
Okay. And where were you when you were looking around?
Kind of living room, kitchen, hallway, like the middle area.
Okay. And then what?
I saw Miss Edith laying down. I went to go see to make sure she's asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't move at all. I went back out to the kitchen. And I forget exactly what I did.
In the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay.
That night's just a blur.
Sure. What happened after the kitchen?
I decided to go make sure that my grandma was not in my room.
Okay.
And I think that was the first time I went back to my room.
So you went from his house back to your house? Okay.
Yeah. Then I stayed in my room, I think, for like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Then I think that's when I went across the street.
And then what?
I was over there for, I think, anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes, and I came back to my house. I was really cautious because the kitchen light was on,
At your house, you said? Okay.
and I was kind of snuck back into my room. I was there for, I don't know. I don't know how long I was in there. But then I went back over to Miss Edith's house.
Mm-hmm.
I sat on the couch for a second.
Okay.
And tried to just think of if there's anything quiet I could do. Then I heard some movement in Miss Edith's room and I peeked around the corner. I think she was just turning over. And I just kind of went and sat outside the living room door for a little bit.
And then what happened?
I went back inside to get the grandpad to watch some videos. And then, as I was getting it, I heard more movement from her room. So I quickly put it down and went to make sure she was still asleep. And then she turned over, awake. She said something, I don't know what she said. But I grabbed her pillow and I put it over her face so she couldn't see it was me. And she tried to take the pillow off, but I just held it there so she couldn't pull it away. And then she grabbed my shirt right here. And I used like, not squeezing her hand, but more of just pulling it, trying to get her hand off my shirt. But she somehow managed to get the pillow off her face. And I just put my hands on her mouth and eyes.
You say anything to him?
No, I was quiet the entire time, I believe.
Okay. And then what happened?
I don't exactly remember it.
What's the next thing you remember?
Bolting through the field
Behind your house?
next to the house.
Okay. Where did you go?
My room. I went back to my room.
So you kind of went like toward, I don't have everything right now, but you went like kind of towards her house, or toward your house, like through her field? Kind of like
Yeah. So remember that, like the spot where I showed you the field?
Mhm.
I went through there.
Okay. So that's how you went and got back to your house. So I'm gonna make sure that I understand. So you went to her house, and then you were kind of there for a little bit. You saw that she was in her room, and then you left. And then you went across the street for a little bit, and then you came back to your house. And you saw that the kitchen light was on, so you had to be careful. You waited for a little bit, then you left again, went back to Miss Edith's house. And that's when you were in the kitchen, and you were kind of trying to figure out what to do, and you sat on the couch for a little bit. Then you wanted to maybe get her grandpad, is that what you call it, to watch some videos or something. And is that when you heard movement from her room? And you saw that like she was turning over. So then you went to her bedroom. And that's when she was like, you saw that she was awake.
Yeah.
And then that's when you covered her face with the pillow. Okay. And what was happening when you were, like, tell me, show me. Well, let's imagine that this is the pillow. Show me what you were doing. Like if she was kind of in front of you, show me what you were doing.
I was just kind of like holding it there so she couldn't really see me. And I was holding it down a little harder, closer to her mouth so she couldn't really scream or yell.
Okay. And at some point you said you told her to what did you say? What, to be quiet?
I didn't say anything, I don't remember.
Okay, I thought you said that. You told her to be quiet.
Why'd you put the pillow over her mouth?
Because I didn't want her to scream, I was just shaking.
Was she screaming?
She's trying to say something.
What were you watching on the iPad? You said something very specific that you were watching videos. Tell me about that.
Just YouTube videos.
You sure about that? Because what I find hard to believe is that you can tell me what kind of videos you were watching. They were YouTube videos, but you can't tell me what happened after you put the pillow over her mouth. I think you were watching something else on that iPad. I need you to be honest with me, Randy. Sometimes the hardest part of the story is the thing we give the least detail about. And I can understand it, man. You're 14, you have so much more of your life to live. But what we need to understand, man, is we need to understand the truth. And I think you're telling most of the true story here. But I think you're conveniently leaving some parts out. And I think anybody would do the same thing in your situation. But man, like I said, do you want to be the Randy John that tells the truth, the Randy John that cares about my life? Because I know you are. And sometimes when we're in this tough situation, we gotta say some tough things. It deserves that. You'd agree, right? So what were you watching on that iPad?
First I was on YouTube, and then I went to one of the porn things.
Okay. How long did you watch that for?
I don't know, 5-10 minutes.
Okay. What were you watching? Do you remember? Yeah, we work these kinds of things all the time, so there's nothing you're gonna say that's gonna make us bashful. What were you watching?
No, I don't remember exactly.
I remember being 14 at one point, man. I know we don't forget stuff like that.
What happened to her underwear? How did it end up on the floor?
I don't remember anything after that.
You do. We both know you do. All three of us know you remember. Don't do that, Randy. You know exactly what happened. Because I guarantee this has been eating you up. You're not the kind of guy, or at least I hope you're not the kind of guy that does this kind of stuff. You've never done this before, right? You're not the kind of guy that breaks into the house to beat the crap out of her and just leave her sitting there, are you? So I know this has been eating you up. I know you can tell me every single moment. I'm sure you could tell me what the room smelled like when it happened. The taste in the air. I'm sure you can tell me all that. And I'm sure you've been wanting to tell somebody about this because it's probably been eating at your heart, man. So I know it's in there. I need you to take this off your heart, man. So I don't buy the whole I don't remember. Because I know you remember. I don't think you're some cold-hearted killer that doesn't remember. Because we deal with those kinds of people too, man. But I don't think Randy John's that guy. So, tell us what happened.
What's the first thing that happened when you got into the room?
When I first got into the room, she was turned on her side.
She turned on her side, is that what you said?
No, she was turned on.
She was on her side.
Okay. And then what?
And just kind of stepped forward to make sure she was still asleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if she heard me move, but we saw in the corner of her eye that she turned. Like just her head, she turned. And that's when I put the pillow on her.
Okay.
Then what happened?
She was trying to move the pillow for a minute or so, and she started grabbing my shirt. That's when I let one of my hands off the pillow to try and get her hand off my shirt. And she was able to move the pillow. So I put both my hands on her face, one on her eyes and one over her mouth.
When you say, help me understand. So like did you hit her face or you just covered her?
Just covered it.
Okay.
Then what happened, man?
She started to try and get the rest of her body off the bed or something like that.
Okay.
Then I moved, turned her head, kept one hand on her mouth, and I was trying to get the rest of her body up on the bed again.
Did you get on top of her?
No. I grabbed my arm around her legs to try and lift her up.
Okay.
What were you doing that for?
She was moving her body off the bed.
And you were trying to, I just want to make sure you were trying to keep her on the bed?
Yes.
Okay. What were you doing that for?
I didn't know what to do else. I didn't know what else to do.
What do you mean? Help me understand that.
I wasn't sure if what she was able to do when she was in that position.
And what position was she in at that point?
She's trying to get on her knees or something.
Okay.
Where were you? And I'm a visual person, so I like to understand. So you said trying to get on her knees. Is she on her back, on her stomach, or something else?
At this point, she's still kind of on her side.
And where are you? Are you on the bed? Are you sitting, standing, or something else?
I'm leaning over the bed next to the nightstand.
Okay. So you try to keep her on the bed, and then what happened?
She grabbed hold of one of my arms.
Okay.
And I was pulling away.
Okay.
And I let my other hand off her mouth to try and pull her off from my wrist.
And then what happened, buddy?
She tries to get up, and I think the first time I hit her was when I was trying to get her back down.
And what did you hit her with?
My hand, I thought she was still laying down, but she was sitting up, so my hand was pretty quick. I'm not sure where I hit her at, but.
Did you have a bigger fist, or was it a slap, or?
I think it was more of a slap.
Okay.
Because I was trying to put my hand back where it was on her mouth.
Okay. You said that was the first time that you hit her? What about the next time?
It was the first time. I started trying to find something I could use to wrap her arms up.
Did you find anything?
I was trying to get the blankets I could, but she kept moving her arms around. I couldn't quite get them, or I could wrap them with the blanket.
And then what happened? know this is gonna be hard, man.
I don't remember if I wrapped her arms with my arm or if I rolled her over. I don't remember what I did.
Where would you have rolled her over to? You said she was on her side and...
I would have pushed her onto her stomach.
Okay.
Is that just to keep her from, like, flailing off the bed, or what was that for?
Just to put her in a position where she couldn't, like, just reach up and grab.
Okay. When did you get on top of her?
She was moving her legs around a lot, and I was just trying to get her to stop moving.
Okay. Is that why you got on top of her?
I believe so.
You believe so or you know so? That's what I'm trying to understand, man.
I don't remember everything.
I know you remember, Randy. Don't. Well, we've already gone through that. I know you remember. Is this something you're not going to forget? I know you remember. Because you're wrapping her arms up, man. You're putting her on her stomach. Help us understand that, man. Because I know you're not going to forget that.
I was panicking.
I know you were panicking, but I know you still remember.
Randy, what did we present? Did you rape her? Okay. But were you on top of her? Okay. Did you try to touch her vagina at all? Did you take her underwear off?
No.
How did it?
But what?
I'm not sure if it was the way I was on top of her. I don't know.
Don't lie to us, Randy.
You don't know what? Help me understand. How did it end up on the floor?
Went to pick her up to move her farther onto the bed. And I grabbed about where the waistband was to pick her up. She like twisted or something, and my arm slid down her legs. I'm not sure if that's when they came.
Where? You said they snapped when you grabbed them?
What?
You said they, I didn't hear what you just said.
I wrapped my arm like around her waist,
Mm-hmm.
and then she like twisted,
Okay.
and my arm like slid up her legs.
Was it on top of her nightgown, under her nightgown, or something else?
I don't remember if it was on top or under. I
I feel like every time we're coming to something that's really difficult to talk about, right, John, and you're telling me you don't remember. So what I'm trying to understand, man, is you're out there in her living room watching YouTube, and then you're watching material. I get it, man. I've been 14 before. I've been an adult. It's a totally normal and natural thing. What I'm trying to understand, man, is it went from progressing from you being in the living room to going into her room, and then her underwear is on the ground. Help me understand that. Because I want to believe you, Randy John, but I don't know if what you're telling me is plausible. I think the reason you went into that bedroom was to have some sort of sexual relations with him.
no. I went in there to make sure she was still asleep.
For what reason? Because before you made sure she was still asleep and you just left. What I'm trying to understand is, man, why are you grabbing blankets and tying her arms up? You're a fast guy. You could have been out of there. You could have just left, but you stayed. You put the
Because I
pillow
was
on.
freaking
I
out.
understand you freaked out.
When she woke up, she grabbed my shirt.
I believe that. I 100% believe that. What I'm trying to understand is how a 14-year-old young man goes from watching material in the living room and probably was aroused by that, and that's fine, totally natural, to going into this old woman's bedroom and then progressing to tying her up and putting her arms behind her back. I don't think that's how you planned on it going down. I think you did panic. I think that's reasonable. But I want to know that you're telling me the truth. We deal with this kind of stuff every day, man. Like I said, this doesn't make you a bad person. But I want to understand the truth, man.
And Maggie, you also need to remember, we've already talked with. She remembers everything that happened.
And we generally don't ask questions that we don't have the answer to, right, John? And I think you're being mostly honest with me, except for the parts that you just don't want to relive, man. And I don't want you to relive them either. But like we said from the beginning, man, from the jump, we're not doing this for us. This isn't about the sheriff's office. This is about you.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a true reaction out of you when you saw those pictures, because I know you're not that kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't think you meant to hurt her that
No.
bad.
I think you went in there with maybe hormones got the best of you, and you were thinking with the wrong part of your body for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what, man? I think every teenager has been there. I think you were just kind of caught in a bad situation. So help me understand, man.
When I was trying to pin her down, is when I noticed that her underwear were raw.
Yeah.
How did they get off, though?
And that's something I've been thinking about. And the only thing I've been able to think of is when she twisted, and when my arm went up her legs, her underwear went with it.
It's a pretty big jump, man. Would you believe that if we were swap chairs? If I told you I was out in the living room watching videos, and then I went into a woman's room, and then I tied her arms up or tried to hold her down, and I didn't take her underwear off, and they just randomly fell off. Would you believe that? Just help me understand, dude.
I never had the intent to have any sex with him, see it.
And what was your intent?
I just needed a place where I wasn't under such control. I can't go anywhere in my house without needing to watch my cameras.
Yeah, your grandma pretty much had you in lockdown. I get that.
And can I ask you a personal question? And Detective Hardigan, like I said, she works with this kind of stuff all the time, so don't feel like her being a female is going to make this any different. When you watch those videos, what does that normally do to you? Does that get you aroused?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Not all the time. Do you do anything when you're aroused to yourself? Do you ever masturbate? There's nothing wrong with that. It's totally a normal thing for a young man to do and explore in their life.
It's not really something I can do because all the cameras.
I know, but when you're at this house, did you masturbate when you were watching those videos?
No.
What made that part different? So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being aroused and getting an erection and watching from material. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally normal and natural in life. So what made that time different? Because when was the last time you had watched a video before then?
3 or 4 months before.
I have a hard time believing that you didn't get mildly aroused when you watched a video after you hadn't seen one for 3 or 4 months. Would you believe it if I told you that?
Ready, I'm gonna ask you a question. Did your penis ever go inside of her vagina?
No.
Okay. What about your fingers?
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that. When did that happen? Was it when you were on top of her or some other time?
I was on top of her.
Okay. And how did... Tell me what would happen to her clothes. Like, had you already taken her underwear off at that point, or was it still on your body?
Yeah, off.
Okay. And how did they get off? Did you, like, rip them off of her body? Did you pull them off? Did they get, like, tangled up? I mean, tell me, like, obviously we know that they came off of her body, and obviously we know that your DNA is already on there, so we know that somehow you came into contact with them. I just want to know how. Was it some violent maneuver where you just reached in and just ripped them off, or did you just slide them off?
She was on her stomach.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you with your mouth.
But when she was on her stomach, she was like trying to get onto her knees to get up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying to find a way to get her completely lying down. And I was trying to lift her up to get her legs from under her.
Okay.
I lifted her by her underwear.
Okay.
And then I was trying to like get her legs from under her, and then I ended up pulling them off of her.
Okay. And then what happened?
I just tossed him and pulled him and continued trying to get him seated to stop moving.
Okay. At what point did your fingers go into her vagina?
She had like stopped to take a breath or something.
And you said this was, and correct me if I got this wrong, this was when you were on top of her? And when you were on top of her, was she on her back or stomach or something else?
She was on her stomach.
She was on her stomach, okay. And was this before or after you picked her up kind of by her underwear to get her legs?
This was after.
Okay. So you're on top of her, your fingers went into her vagina. Do you remember how many times? Was it like, do you remember if it was more than once?
I would say it was more than once because she's started to move around again.
Okay. Now, what about you? Where were your clothes when they first going on?
My clothes are on.
Okay. And did you ever take your penis out of your pants, like while your shorts were still on?
No.
Is there any reason that she would have been able to feel your penis against her leg while you were on top of it?
Possibly. I wasn't wearing underwear. The leg of my shorts could have.
And these were the blue shorts that you were wearing that day when I talked with you?
Blue and white.
Okay. Gotcha. Did you ever, like, at any point when you were on top of her or not on top of her, at any point when you made contact with her, when she was on the bed, did your penis touch her body? Not just her vagina, but like any part of her body? Were you, like, purposely? Okay.
Right.
But your fingers, we did go into. Okay. You said you think it was more than once? Okay. What did you think it was like? More than 5 times or less than 5 times?
Less than 5.
Okay. And after the last time that your fingers went into her vagina, what happened?
Said that if I went, then no one would know about it.
She said, I'm sorry, she said if you what?
If you stop now, then no one would know, or something like that.
She said that to you? And what did you say?
I didn't say anything. I just let go of her.
Okay.
I grabbed her pillow and I put it on her head so that if she turned it, she wouldn't see me.
Okay. And then what happened?
I left through the door.
The same door you came out? Or the same door that you came in, and that was, you said earlier that was the living room door?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I went to my house. When I went to open our screen door, I noticed that there was blood on my hand here. So I went over to our hose and I washed it off.
Okay.
And my shoes got wet, so I took them off.
Now, describe these shoes for me. What kind of shoes were you wearing?
Not black, but blue Asics.
Okay.
The tongue of them was all falling off.
Okay. I just want to make sure that we're talking about the right shoes here. Is it these shoes that you were wearing?
Yes.
Okay. So you said your shoes were wet? Or did I get that wrong?
Yeah, when I washed my hand, they got wet. So
Oh, from that. I see. Okay. And
took
then
them off.
took them off. Okay. So when your mom talking about she saw you coming in and you were carrying your shoes, is that why?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. So, first of all, thank you for being honest with me. I know that that's a lot. I know you've been here for a little bit, and I know you're probably, honestly, Randy John, I feel like you probably wish that this had never happened. Like, I honestly still believe that you never really intended to hurt. Because you care about her.
Yeah, I don't intend to hurt anyone.
But, one thing I'm still a little bit kind of unclear about is, what was the original reason that you went to her? Like, why did you go into her house that night? What were you planning to do?
Just chill somewhere where I wasn't being watched and I didn't have to quite be outside.
Okay, so were you planning to use her iPad?
Planning, no, just something that came to mind when I was there.
So,
Kind of an opportunity deal.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's when you were watching the pornography and stuff. Okay.
How many times have you gone into Zita's house like this? Kind of in the
That
middle
was,
of the night?
that was the first time.
And
Every other time that I've been walking outside, for the most part, just chilling outside, either in the backyard or across the street.
yeah. Have you tried her doors before?
No, but
Because it's kind of odd that the first time you got in was the night she left the door open. Explain that to me. Because I know when I talked to Detective Hardigan before we came and talked with you, you made a statement to them about how she always locks her doors.
yeah.
So help me understand that, Randy John. One night she leaves the door unlocked. You make it inside.
I went over there the first time, and I decided to see if the door was open. But I didn't go to that door first. I went to her sliding doors on the other side of the house.
The porch door?
No, yeah, next to the kitchen counter, next to the table. It's like,
Oh, I see what you mean.
yeah, that's the
Okay.
like blinds there.
Yeah.
I tried those doors first, and they were locked.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went to the kitchen window and I tried to see if that would open. And it didn't open.
So, good.
Because what I'm trying to understand, man, is I think have you thought about doing this for a while? I didn't even cross your mind once. So I find that hard to believe. If I it's like going and buying a lottery ticket, and then the first time you bought a lottery ticket you won, you know what I mean?
No, this is the first time I've been in her house at night.
Okay. And then another thing I'm still trying to wrap my head around here, man, is that, like I said, I have no issues with you taking the iPad and watching videos and stuff like that. What I have a hard time understanding is how you went in there, and how soon after did you go in the room after watching the video?
Ten minutes.
You waited 10 minutes after?
Well, I put the grand tag back where it stand. And then I was looking around for a little longer.
Were you still aroused at that point? Trust me, I'm a man too. I get how all that stuff works. It doesn't just go away. Did you masturbate while you were in her house?
No.
Okay. So explain that to me, man. How did that just up and go away? Because you don't go 3 or 4 months without watching porn and then having to pull up a video and then nothing occurs and then you end up in this room. Did you maybe kind of get yourself a little hyped up and then go into this room and then things just didn't go as planned? Did you maybe feel bad for if you knew you probably shouldn't be doing that?
I had no intent to do it at all.
Then why did it happen? Because it's a very specific thing that occurred in there. And like I said, we can kind of tell that you weren't telling us the truth earlier. And now that you told us the truth, it's what it looked like. You know what I mean? I don't think you're a bad person, Randy John, but I'm just trying to understand, man. I know you went in there for a purpose. So what I want to hear is, I want to know, is Randy John the guy that's going to tell me the truth when he's in a bad situation? When it's hard to talk about something? Or she's just some guy who just doesn't care about it and just, you know what, she was just a thing. But I don't think she was just a thing to you. Were you just, like, curious when you went in there? To know, have you ever seen female anatomy before? Other than from porn videos? Have you ever had, like, a girlfriend that you've been intimate with or anything like that?
I've had a girlfriend, but I don't know.
Did you ever see her vagina? Or her breasts or anything?
No.
Have you ever seen a vagina or breasts before in person other than, like, a family member? Were you just curious to what those were like in real life? It's hard, man.
I didn't go in there with any intent.
Then how did it end up the way it did? I can understand if you didn't intend to hit her in the face, because I don't think you intended to do that by any stretch of the means. I 100% believe that. And I know if you're in a house and you're going to go take a candy bar or something like that, and then someone comes walking in the kitchen, you end up popping them one in the face and run away. I don't think that person intended to hit them. But you did a very specific thing, Randy John. I'm not judging you for it. I'm not saying you're a bad person for it, but you'd have to agree that putting your fingers inside is a very particular thing. That just doesn't happen on accident, and I know you know that. Help me understand that, man. So I think there's more to the story.
When I was on top of her, I was trying to hold her down. And one of her legs had gotten through under mine. And when I was going up to put it back under mine, I noticed that her underwear were off. And thoughts popped into my head.
Yeah.
Is that something that what you did to? Is that something that you had seen in one of the videos that you watched? No.
Because you understand that, like on you say a grandpad or an iPad or whatever it is that has like internet search history, and we have people that specialize in just looking in things that even if someone deleted it, it's still going to be there. And I imagine you know that we're going to go look at that after this, right? So do you want to be the guy that tells the truth now, or the guy that didn't tell the truth and then people look at them and say, man, why was Randy John hiding that?
It had been one of the videos I watched a few months before.
Yeah. And what happened in that video?
I don't exactly remember what happened in the video. It's just when I see something new in videos, I remember that thing.
What thing? Tell me about that. Like I said, nothing you're going to tell us is going to make us blush.
The man and woman in the video were standing up, and he was putting her fingers inside of her.
He's putting her fingers inside of her? His fingers inside of her?
And that was, you said, a video that you watched
A few months ago.
So
a few months ago?
So what videos were you watching? What was going on in the videos you watched in this house? Because I know if you remember what happened 3 or 4 months ago, I know you remember what happened during this one. I know it's tough. But help us understand, Randy John.
Would you be more comfortable just talking to him? I don't want to hear.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Okay.
So what is it, man?
I'm not big for talking about things like this.
I know. You gotta remember, this is what Detective Hardigan and I do every day. This is nothing new to us. We talk about all types of private parts and all different types of things that people do with their private parts. It's the way we were created. It's things that were given to us when we were born. I don't know what your beliefs are, and I'm not trying to get into that. But what I'm saying is that we all have these things, and it's totally natural to talk about them. what was going on in that video.
Did you go to like a specific site, like Pornhub or something like that?
Yeah, it was XX.
Did you type in like a certain, I don't know, like were you searching for a specific position or a certain type of pornography or something like that? Or you just looked at it?
I know it's embarrassing, but sometimes, like I said, nothing you're going to say is going to make us think anything different of you, man.
I searched something up, but I forget what the exact words were.
Okay, well, what was the general idea of it then? I know you remember, right, John? You seem like a very smart young man.
I am, I'm not big on talking or really remembering things like this.
Okay. So you finished watching that video, and then you went in the room and then ended up on top of her on her bed, and ended up with your fingers inside of her. I think you went in there with another intention other than fingering her, and when I say finger, I mean fingering her vagina. And what I personally believe, and I want you to correct me if I'm wrong, is I think you felt better of it. You realized that it probably wasn't the right thing to do. Is that what happened?
I think we can agree, Randy, that you didn't go in there with a rope or anything like that to like tie her to the bed or anything, right? You didn't go in there with a gun to try to threaten her or anything like that. You didn't go over there and put a blanket over her head or something like that to suffocate her. I mean, I know we talked about the pillow, but you didn't go in there with handcuffs or anything weird. Would it be safe to say, and would it be accurate to say that you had an opportunity and you took it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think she was going to sleep through it?
You said earlier the thought just popped into your head, and so you followed through. You penetrated her vagina with your fingers. I think you said it was less than 5 times, and then shortly after that is when you ended up leaving. And I know we talked about that you never penetrated her with your penis or anything like that, just with your fingers? Okay. Is there anything that has happened? Because again, we have everything that has happened, but we want to hear it from you. Is there anything that has happened that we haven't talked about that happened that night?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm going to step out for a little bit. I don't know if you want to keep talking with them or if you want to step out with me. It's up to you.
Yeah, awesome.
I know you've been in here for a while, and again, I do appreciate that you've been honest with us. I know this sucks. I'm going to have a conversation with your grandma about what's going to happen. I think you know that you're going to be arrested for this. Because, at the end of the day, I know, like we talked about, you didn't go in there and just tie her to the bed and have your way with her. I mean, like we talked about, you went in there and that popped into your head and you followed through. At the end of the day, though, that's still something you need to be held accountable for. Having said that, Randy, I appreciate that you were willing to talk with us. Does that make sense? Do you have any questions for me before we step out for a little bit?
I'm probably going to hang out here while you talk to grandma.
Okay. Bye.
What you think of the guy? What you thinking? you just gotta put one foot in front of the other. And being honest, obviously, that I can't say that changes a whole lot and anything like that. And not that we can guarantee anything or do anything, but it's just a matter of if people want to know that Randy John's the guy that tells the truth, right? And sometimes the truth is tough to talk about, and sometimes we're kind of in a situation. Do you know someone named Darius? Garion? Oh, Garion, that's your friend, right?
Yeah, he's one of those.
How do you know him?
Oh, he was over at the house. One day when him and my grandma have been like friends. My grandma was kind of like taking care of him throughout the years.
Okay.
And he came over like the day or two after me, my sister, and I. And my mom got there. And my grandma introduced us to him. And then, just over a period of months, we just became really good friends. But I'd say about when I started to do virtual schools and I stopped really going outside a whole lot.
Right.
And that's when he kind of started going around with a new group of friends.
Okay.
And see, it's not really the best group of friends, but recently he's changed them.
Who's he live with?
I believe she's his adopted mom. Her name's Dooley. Or LaRosa.
Dooley LaRosa.
She goes by Miss Dooley in the town, but I think it's like LaRosa Sims or something like that.
Oh, okay. So we'll call her Miss Sims. Is that easier?
Miss Dooley's easier.
Miss Dooley. Okay. And who else lives with them?
I believe Darian's cousin.
What's their name?
I believe it's like Monte, but he goes by Meat.
Meat? Like I and me?
Meat.
Meat. Oh, like it's meat and cheese. Meat, like
yeah.
Okay, I got you.
And Miss Dooley's husband, Alfonso.
Okay. And who else?
I don't think anyone else lives there. No. Miss Dooley's mom stays there from time to time, and Miss Dooley's actual son stays there from time to time.
Okay. Is it Garion? Is that how you say his name? Garrison? Garion? Darian. Okay. And what's Darian look like?
Black, about 6'2", dreads.
Okay. We're talking about the same person then. Does he have a younger sister?
Older.
Does he have some sort of younger relative? Young female relative?
Not that I know of. He has like a 9-year-old cousin.
You said 9-year-old cousin?
8 or 9-year-old cousin that's male.
Okay.
Who used to live across the street, but they moved across 441.
Okay. Did he have a young girl that was living with him for a little bit? Or visiting or anything?
No. His old girlfriend was older than him, above 18, and she turned out to be a really bad person. She was nice at first, but when things happened, he wanted to leave, and that's actually why my grandma has a restraining order now. She came over one day and ran over the box.
Oh my goodness.
Trying to run Darian over. And my grandma just stood out there and told her she needed to leave. She spit my grandma twice, and then she was over at Darian's house trying to get to him again. And my grandma didn't realize it was her at the time, and then because the way where she was parked at, our road from the main road, it comes down to the end where Miss Edith's driveway is.
Sure.
But where the 4-way is, there's dirt road that goes off, and Darian's ex was like parked right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the way my grandma always comes in, she comes down, she turns, and then she backs up, and then she comes and pulls in.
Right.
And I guess she thought that she was taking a photo of, Darian's ex thought my grandma was taking a photo of her. And she said something, I remember the voice, and went over and actually took a photo of her and the license plate of the car. And then I guess she got out with a steel pipe trying to rain my grandma down, trying to hit her. But my grandma was able to get from the corner she was in, because my grandma said she was backed up against the trailer, and she was able to run out from there and get into the house.
Jeez Louise. I'm glad she got that restraining order.
But before that, Darian's house was shot up twice.
My goodness.
It's been noisy since Darian's been with his new friends.
Jeez Louise. Well, I'm glad you're not associated with that type. No. It's no good. People get hurt with stuff like that.
The bad thing is the first time that the house was shot up, him and AJ, his younger 8-year-old cousin, were both outside.
Right.
And the only reason they were able to get out of the way is because AJ ducked behind one of the cars that they have sitting in the yard.
Right.
And Darian fell to the ground.
Okay.
But luckily they got hit at all.
Just so I can know Ray and John a little bit better, you mind if I give you some more stuff?
Sure.
So, how old were you when you started watching videos?
My friend showed them to me when I was 10.
10. So you've been watching them since you were 10?
Off and on, yeah.
Okay. How often do you think you were watching them before you got put on restriction?
Once or twice a week.
Okay. And what kind of stuff were you watching? Looking at pictures? Were you watching videos?
A mix of both.
A mix of both? Okay. And what site did you normally use?
The XNXX.
XNXX. And that's all it's called? You just put that into Google, XNXX?
Yeah, it was the website my friend showed me.
Okay.
I know about Hub and all the others, so that's the one I got.
Whatever you're comfortable with, man. And how old were you when you started masturbating to it?
13.
Okay. So what were you doing when you were 10, between 10 and 13?
I'd watch it and then I'd try and figure out what it was. So it was probably when I was 12, I'll figure out what it was.
What do you mean by that? Tell me about that. You figured out what was?
I didn't know it was porn until...
Okay. So you watched it for 2 years and didn't know what it was?
I was always trying to figure out what it was. I was doing searches and everything.
Okay. And then did Grandma catch you? Is that what happened?
She went through my history one
Oh
night.
no. Was she mad?
I think she was mad.
Yeah, oh well. I'm sure she understands that you're just a young man just trying to learn. Do they still teach that kind of stuff in health class? You go like sex ed?
I don't have health, but...
You need to have, everyone needs to have that. Because you gotta know, right? The thing
my
is...
grandma had to talk with me.
Oh, okay. But still, you still gotta understand it, because then it seems like you're kind of out there until left to learn by yourself, and that's kind of tough. Oh, man. But, yeah, man, I mean, I wouldn't be concerned about that. I mean, obviously, Grandma's gonna have her own opinion, because I'm sure she wants you to be her little boy forever. I mean, you're not gonna be her little dude forever, right? How long you lived with her?
Since I was 5. Well, we moved down here when I was 5, and we lived with her for a few months, and my mom moved us in with the boyfriend she found.
Okay.
We were there for probably a month before my mom called my grandma to come get us, and that happened 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And then my grandma finally decided that she wanted me to have a constant living place. So, she got the paperwork, and my mom signed it, and she got custody of me. She was going to adopt me a few years ago, but my dad messed it up.
Oh no.
So
Well, it seems like you got a good one there, man. And I know it's kind of a overbearing thing when they're telling you can't look at what you want to look at, but I think she's trying to do it for the best of you, because you get that stuff in your head a little bit too much, it can kind of mess your brain up a little bit, make you think about things you shouldn't be thinking about. You ever feel like that? You ever get those kind of, any urges or anything like that? Ever feel like addicted to it or anything that you gotta go back and watch it?
No.
That's good.
I can easily say I'm addicted to Minecraft.
Yeah? Are you pretty good at it?
Well, I can't play it because I don't have any devices. But my uncle introduced me to Minecraft. He had an Xbox 360, and him and my dad were playing one day, and I asked if I could play. You know, he threw on the controller. You know, show me how to play. And him and I would play off and on, you know, maybe once, twice a month.
Right.
He was over every Friday, and something that him and I did every Sunday was LARP from live action role play.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
I haven't been able to go in a few months because of restriction.
darn it.
But I was going with him, and they would let me, you know, do the small things, and then I guess, you know, when he passed away, I stopped doing it for a while, and then when I went there to do it one day, they let me do it that day.
Right.
They had like something where I couldn't do it till I was 13 for liability reasons.
Sure.
And then, like a month after I turned 13, I went back. My grandma signed the form, and I went there 2 or 3 times in a row before
Right.
I actually started doing other things.
Now, remember how, like I said, I'm glad you got a grandmother that cares and wants to make sure you're doing the right thing. I find it hard to believe that you could just walk away from the like that. So what made you think about turning on the when you were in the house?
One of the ads on the videos was someone in a bikini.
Okay. Was it a male in a bikini or a female in a bikini?
Female.
Okay. And what made you think about going to watch it after seeing that? Did it give you like thoughts?
Yeah.
Tell me about those thoughts. Caitlin's not here anymore, so you can be real with me, man.
Just kind of reminded me of the stuff I used to watch, and then I started to watch it because.
What was the stuff you used to watch? I know we kind of got hung up on that earlier.
Mostly like younger people, 18, 19.
Okay, so people close to your age.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And what kind of stuff are they normally doing? Are they having sex?
Yeah.
Okay. With men, women? Men. Okay. So you're watching the young women have sex with men. That's okay. That's natural, man. There's nothing wrong with that. It's totally natural for you to want to understand how things work and to be aroused by something that's meant to arouse you. You know what I mean? It'd be kind of strange if you didn't have any reaction to it. I mean, obviously, whatever you like is whatever you like, but everyone has something that they like, man.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. And kind of with the way technology is, it's so easy to find that kind of stuff now, right? So what I'm trying to understand is when you and I both know when you watch something like that, there's a reaction in your body, right? And when I say aroused, you know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah.
Like an erection, like what do you call that? You call it an erection? You call it boner or whatever?
There's a few different terms.
Which one do you use?
Just getting hard.
Getting hard. So did you get hard when you were watching the video of Miss Edith's house?
Yeah.
Okay. So were you acting on thoughts from that during this incident?
No.
So how did you get rid of your getting hard? I know it just doesn't go away.
I don't think about it for a few minutes. It stops.
But do you see where I'm having a hard time understanding that?
Yeah.
Why do you think I'm having a hard time understanding that?
It's not normal for it to just go away.
Is that actually what happened? But then the big thing is that I'm having a hard time this is that he then went and had sexual contact with her. Do you understand why I'm having a hard time believing that it disappeared during that? You think that makes sense? So tell me. Obviously, I want the truth from you. I don't want you just to tell me what you think I want to hear. That's the last thing I want. But when we're talking about something that just doesn't make sense, sometimes it's either just something that doesn't make sense, or maybe someone's not being truthful. I don't think you're doing it to be rude, or because you don't like us, or because you're a hardened criminal, but you might just be embarrassed. So help me understand how you went from getting hard to nothing to then having sexual contact with Miss Edith.
So when I noticed her underwear off, that, the thoughts related.
So what was your main point of going in there then?
To make sure she was still asleep.
But the thing is that why did you need to make sure she was still asleep? That doesn't make sense.
I have a lot of things I do as precautions.
Tell me about that. What do you mean, precautions?
When I'm going into my house to get things at night, I'm quiet because I know my grandma will get up.
Right, but then because your grandma's going to get mad at you and then not want you up and awake. You're in somebody's house that doesn't know you're there. Why wouldn't you just run away? Like I said, I don't think you went in there to brutally destroy.
I had no intention of doing anything to her when I went into her house.
Do you think the thoughts from watching your video kind of got the best of you? You're shaking your head. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Just memories pop into your head when you notice things, and I noticed that she didn't have her underwear on.
Yeah. But then you took her underwear off. You told us that.
Yeah, I was trying to get her back down because I was panicking, trying to keep her on her bed.
So you've watched graphic videos of men and women having sex, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's a pretty normal position for a woman to be laying down and for a man to be behind them. Have you seen that in your videos?
A few times.
Is that what you were trying to do, man?
I
don't understand why you'd hold her down if you were trying to make sure she wasn't awake, because that definitely would have woke her up, and you already knew she was awake.
Yeah, she was awake, and she was trying to get up. I was trying to keep her down because I don't know if she's fast.
You know she's not fast. She's 91 years old, bro.
I've seen her dart away from some things because of branches falling a few months ago.
So, has these thoughts ever gotten you before?
No.
Tell me about the incident with the girl in the wagon. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I didn't do that. I was picking her up, and I'm not sure what she thought.
So, how is she related to Darian?
Yeah, Darian's adopted sister.
Okay. She live with her?
The girl lives with her mom, yeah.
Why didn't you tell me about her earlier when I was talking about Darian? I asked you if you had a younger sister or something along those lines.
Yeah, she's older.
She's older?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Sister, I don't know, 30s, 40s, 20s, I don't know. I don't know how old she is.
So his older sister, does she have a daughter?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I understand now.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about what happened during that. You straight up said you didn't do it, so tell me a little bit about that.
The girl's name is Kinsey.
Kinsey?
And she liked to hang around with me and AJ. But when AJ wasn't around, she hung around with me, and ever since I got this garden cart, she liked to ride in it. And one day, her and I were over at the swing, and she asked if she could ride in the cart. And I said, sure. And she started running over to where I kept the cart. And as I was running, I decided to pick her up.
Right.
And that's the only time I could assume that it happened, because when I picked her up, my arm went like between her legs and then picked her up, and then I adjusted myself so I was under her, so I was carrying her like kind of like a baby.
Okay. And how long ago was that?
March, February,
Oh, so like 3 months ago.
a few months ago. Yeah.
Oh,
And we haven't heard anything about that.
okay. How old is she?
4 or 5.
A young girl. Okay.
I'm assuming around 4 or 5.
So what part of that did you not do then? 'Cause you straight up said you didn't do it.
No,
Tell what didn't you do?
I didn't touch her in any way like that.
Well, then how did you show me? You kind of
Yeah,
grabbed her.
I picked her because I like.
So when you're doing this, is like is
No.
this between her legs?
So I went to like tilt her up
Right.
because she's running.
Uh-huh.
So I put one arm next to her. The other one I went to go around her legs, but it went between and it lifted her up by the
Okay.
leg.
So what what didn't you do then? That's what I don't understand. What did
Her mom was accusing me of touching her inappropriately.
Okay. What did they say? 'Cause, I mean, if you grabbed her, I mean, were you talking about like her vagina area when you
No.
picked her up?
When I picked her up, when I was behind her
Uh-huh.
and my arm came around,
Okay.
picked her up, and I adjusted so I was carrying both.
Did your hand end up on her vagina at some point? I mean, oh, you okay, buddy?
Yeah.
You sure you're good?
I hit my head the whole time.
Okay, I just don't want you hurt.
No, my head is more than solid
Is it?
from what my mom used
Oh
to
my
do.
goodness. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
It's
But, so,
but
you were saying?
yeah, unless like I don't know because I wasn't paying attention. I was just,
I mean, I think you remember it.
no,
I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand, because if your hand repositioned, it repositioned.
because when I was running behind her and I went to pick her up. I don't remember if my hand slid or anything. I just went to pick her up. It was within a matter of 3 or 4 seconds.
So, what was mom trying to say then?
I don't know. She said that I touched her, but
Did Kinsey go and tell her mom about it or something?
I don't know. Because when I picked her up, I carried her to the cart. I set her down in the cart. I grabbed the handle and I pulled her out to the road. And she said she was hungry, so I took her out of the cart and let her go back to her family.
What do you mean you let her go back to her family?
She ran back over to where she lived. Well, not lived, but she where her grandma was, because Pistooli's her
Where
grandma.
did you take her over to?
So we were over in our second yard with the camper, and we have a swing over there. And we were swinging, and she wanted to go in the cart. So she started running over to where I kept the cart, which is next to the garage and my uncle's house, or what he called his house. My cart was parked right in front of there. You can see it from their house. And I picked her up and I carried her over there. I put her in the cart, and her and I were playing with the cart for a while. She said she was hungry, so I took her out of the cart and let her go back.
How old is she again?
4 or 5.
Do you normally hang out with 4 or 5-year-olds?
I hang around with kids that are young with me because they're not judgmental, and they don't want to do things like basketball and things like that. I'm not. Most of the kids in the area do basketball.
Kinsey, you like to hang out with her if she's not judgmental. How long were you two? Was anybody else hanging out with you two when you were riding with the cart?
No one was outside then.
Okay.
At least I don't think. But
is there a reason you took her in the cart to go somewhere else?
No. When we're in the car, we stay in the road in front of their house. There have been a few times because my grandma lined rocks around the corner so that our area wouldn't erode from water. And there's just like a low section, and she likes to go over that sometimes, but other than that, in the road.
And then she said what? And then you let her go back to her family?
Yeah, I took her out of the cart, she ran back over.
Could she get out of the cart whenever she wanted to?
She could if she, really tried, but it's the sides on her about this high,
Right.
and she didn't really like to stand up when it was moving. But I stop constantly and let her know that she wants to sit down. Because there are sometimes I go too fast and she gets scared.
Is it your cart or her cart?
It's my cart.
So is it like a
It's
wagon?
Yeah, it's a wagon. It's
Like one of the fold-up wagons, or like a radio flyer wagon?
it can hold 1,000 pounds.
Sure.
I got
Oh wow. I know what you're talking about.
It's
You said garden carts, so like the big gorilla ones?
Yes, it is gorilla.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's great, and the sides can come up.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, but I was going fast this particular day, but she didn't get scared. But normally, I have the sides off, and I am sitting on it, and we're going down the hill.
Right.
Because I found out while I was putting it together is you can steer it while sitting on it.
Okay.
So I use it kind of
bring it back and then.
Yeah, I kind of use it like a unmotorized go. And I have her generally in front of me so that she can hold on to the rail.
Okay.
But.
And then you guys were alone, and then she ended up telling you you said that she was hungry and she wanted to go home?
Yeah. So
and you let her out?
Yeah.
So, what were the specific things that her mom was saying?
She said that Kinsey said I touched her. But Kinsey wasn't quite agreeing to that. Because her mom would,
What was Kinsey saying then?
Kinsey was saying that he did it when I picked her up.
Oh.
Right? Which is different from just doing it straight out.
Right.
So.
What do you mean by doing it straight out? Tell me about that.
Like just touching her while she's standing up or something. That's what her mom was.
Happened with Kinsey?
No. Her mom was saying that's what I did, but I never purposely did it at all. Okay. If it ever did happen, it wasn't something I ever meant to do.
Did you ever have those thoughts about maybe trying to explore anything or find anything out when you were with Kinsey?
No.
Because what I'm trying to understand, man, is you just went from being like a super bubbly dude telling me about the gorilla cart and driving in the unmotorized scooter and or vehicle and all that.
I know,
but the thing is, man, when I get to serious stuff, things that it seems like you don't want to talk about, you kind of recluse back in and you just kind of relax. And you get upset. And here's the thing, man. When's your birthday?
December.
So you're a 14-year-old boy. You're trying to understand the world around you, and sometimes things happen. And what I'm trying to understand is like what's going on and how these things happen. It's just like I said, like when I ask you a direct question like that, you're very particular and you seem like ashamed because, like I said, I think you're a good dude, and I think sometimes some motivations outside of you are getting the best of you. Because like we talked about, that's what happened. Did you have something similar with Kin?
No. I don't just think like that.
Because I'm not saying you're some serial rapist that's going and hurting and maiming people, but sometimes curiosity can take the best of us, and that's what happened with this.
I wasn't anywhere close to as I wasn't thinking like that at all. So when I'm with Kinsey, it's just like, what will make her happy? That's how
Did you possibly touch her during that time?
Unless, it happened when I was picking her up, but that's the only time I can think that happened.
Is there maybe any other time that she might have mistaken what was going on? Were you maybe trying to show her something? Because it seems like no one taught you any of that stuff. Were you maybe trying to teach her something?
No. Because I don't try and teach other kids something else. It's like a game or, I let their parents deal with the rest of the stuff. But if I see they're struggling with something, I try and help. But Kinsey,
was Kinsey like coming on to you and wanting to do something?
No.
I'm just trying to understand.
When I'm with Kenzie, it's just like whatever she wants to do, we do it. If
Is
she
it
wants,
something that you want to do? Because I dealt with something very similar to this recently, with a boy about your age and a girl about that age, and it was all her idea. It happens.
no, it wasn't my idea. It wasn't her idea. It was.
So what happened then? If it wasn't her idea, it wasn't her idea.
Unless it happened when I picked her up, I don't know.
Did you, when you picked her back up, did you kind of like keep moving back and forth to feel
No.
what that felt like?
No. Because I picked her up at the side of her leg. I meant to get both of her legs, but it just got one leg. I picked her up and I repositioned to get both.
Alright. And the thing is we just gotta ask. Because we want to make sure that if you need to talk to somebody or something that's going on, we just want to make sure that you get every opportunity and every resource, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man. Do you need anything? I know
I
we've been
need
in
the bathroom.
your bathroom. Okay. Let's
I
go.
went earlier, but I drink a lot of milk at school.
Let's get that taken care of. I know it's been a while. We're gonna go over here to the right, okay?
Yeah.
Oh man. You don't like basketball, right? That's what you were saying. Minecraft. You ever play Roblox?
Yeah. My grandma doesn't like Roblox at all.
It's dangerous.
Well, yeah, she says that, but I got water down.
Just in case.
I got water down.
Change your mind's right there. So,
Yeah, I made a Roblox account. I had it on my computer, and then she deleted Roblox, and I just I can't remember what I used, the username and password,
right.
and I created a new one, and then I wrote the password and username for the old one. I have 3 or 4 different accounts because she's deleted Roblox off the devices I was using. She believes that the games on Roblox are designed to get you thinking in bad ways, but
About ways?
bad ways.
Like what? Like graphic stuff?
I don't know. She hasn't elaborated.
Yeah. Just be careful. There's a lot of bad people on there.
Yeah. Well, the thing is I don't use the chat.
Good.
When I play video games, if the chat pops up, I hit whatever button is to get the
Good.
chat to go away.
Good. Please keep doing that.
So, one of my games I play on Roblox is called Plane Crazy. And you can build cars, trucks, airplanes, whatever.
Right.
And it has a chat. I know a chat.
That's pretty
Well,
cool.
actually, all the games have Roblox chat,
Right.
right? That's built into it. I don't. The only time I use the chat is when I'm playing with my sister. That's the only time.
Okay.
Because most of the
How
time,
old's your sister?
a year younger. She's 13.
She live with you?
No, that's a long story. But
Okay.
my dad, because my grandma's still going to work, and it was the first week my sister and I are on vacation,
Mm-hmm.
summer vacation. So my dad was watching us, and I think it was a Wednesday night. And this.
You have an amazing memory.
My memory is so good because most of the things I remember are not bad.
Right.
But this particular night, in this period of time, I was really I was in Cub Scouts,
Right.
and she had just taught me how to make fires.
Okay. Your sister did?
No, my mom, my grandma.
Okay, grandma.
And I'm probably 6 or 7. 7. And she had taught me how to make a fire from scratch with a flint and steel.
Right.
And I was making fires at night all around the yard. And then one night I was playing matches in my room.
Uh-oh.
Nothing caught on fire.
Good.
But something told her to get up. She came and checked on me. Right?
Yeah.
And at this point in time, I was so used to her coming and checking on me. I tied a string to my light switch that went over to my bed.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah. And so that when I heard the back porch door open, I threw the matches and everything. Well, the ones I had lit were I tossed out the window onto the cinder blocks outside my window.
Right.
And I closed my window, and I put the rest of them and the lighter I had in a like old Domino's box that I
Like
kept.
Domino's pizza or like Domino's like play game?
Play game.
Okay.
But it was like Domino's, and like it was like 4 or 5 games in like a toy box.
Sure.
And I had the box open when I was playing with them, so I tossed the stuff in, I put the lid on, I pulled my string, and I went on my covers. But she smelled the smoke.
Sure.
Which is called.
She's a smart lady.
Yeah. But anyway, she spanked me that night, and she left.
Well deserved.
Yes. Well deserved welts.
Good. Well, hey, sometimes
but,
those are the lessons we remember.
Yeah, and my dad, he noticed I was tired in the morning when he came to pick us up, and I let him know that Grandma spanked me because I was playing fire.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that my grandma didn't know this time was that my mom was in town.
Oh.
Right? And my dad was getting a hotel for her, and like for the last 3 days we spent the day with my mom and my dad. But I'm gonna let you know this one thing: my dad is not my sister's biological father.
Okay.
Right? So she looked at him as kind of a father.
Yeah.
She wasn't. The person I called father for her first 5 years of my life was her father.
Okay.
And he lives up in Indiana now, but when we first came down to Florida, he came with.
Okay.
And then a fight between him and my mom hit him, and then he hit my mom,
Mhm.
and my mom told him to get out,
Yep.
and he went back up to Indiana with his dad, his
Right.
sister, and everything. But we went to live with my grandma, and then like 2 years later, after the whole custody thing, my dad comes to pick us up for our, as my grandma thinks, is like a normal day, like visit type thing.
Right.
But I let him know what happened the night before. He like exaggerates it,
Sure.
makes it sound like she beat me and all this, and he more or less, as I'm not sure exactly what my grandma called it, but he took us to where he was staying for, I think we were there for like a month and a half before the courts made him give me back. But because my grandma doesn't have custody over my sister,
Right.
they couldn't do anything with my sister.
Darn it, man.
But a while, because my mom went with my dad, right? We were staying at a person's house called Michelle, same name as my grandma.
Sure, but not grandma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Michelle and my dad worked at St. Papa John's,
Okay.
and they were living together. My dad was living in the
What's your dad's name?
Randy John.
Randy John. Okay.
Yeah. So my legal name is Jesse Stone.
Right, but you
Right.
want to be Randy John.
Yeah.
That's good.
So my sister's dad's name is Jesse Dwayne Ash.
Okay, so you're kind of picking up names from over, because that was one of your middle names, right? Was Dwayne?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she gets Ernest from, but
That's all right.
anyway, his name was Jesse Dwayne Ash.
Right?
So my mom named me Jesse Ernest Dwayne Stone. Stone from her side of the family.
Sure.
And my sister is Angel Louise Jean Ash. Ash because my mom was married
Sure.
to Jesse when my sister was born.
Wow.
But anyway, when my dad had taken Angel and him and my mom got into an argument, and my mom left with Angel down to St. Pete with one of her old boyfriends.
Right.
And then I stayed with my dad, and the whole courts made me return him. And he actually, because of the time of day, he had to drop me off at school.
Oh, wow.
And it just so happens he dropped me off on the second day of the FSAs.
Uh-oh.
So I didn't have to do the second part of it because I wasn't there for the second part. So on my part, of what I had to do, I was fine with it.
Right.
Because I don't like work.
Sure.
That's actually why I'm in summer school.
Yeah.
Because
You're not doing your classwork?
No.
It's not good, right, John? It's not good. You know that.
I know. So, anyway, but when my mom left, my dad, he was really trying to keep me entertained.
True.
And his way of doing that is video games.
Ah, so this is where we get our video game.
Not quite.
A little bit of it, maybe.
But it's where I got used to Minecraft for
Sure.
6 hours a day with Dad. But the thing is it wasn't 6 hours during the day. It was 6 hours at night. Because he would go to work and he'd bring me to work.
Right. Oh wow. Sounds like you've had quite the go, man.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I do I have your permission to talk about maybe something a little bit difficult?
Sure.
Okay. So a lot of people that have been in a position that you've had, they get shown those kind of things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes people learn from what they were shown, and maybe something that we were shown along the line wasn't the right thing to do to somebody. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, just for clarity, what do you have a name for, like, what your penis? Do you call that anything?
That's the general terms, penis.
Big penis. Okay. And do you have anything for your rear end? Do you call that anything?
Well, I don't really think about it much.
You call it like a butt.
Yeah.
Ass. Well, I mean, you can say whatever term. You're not gonna hurt my feelings in here. So, has anyone ever done anything to your penis?
No.
Has anyone ever asked you to do anything to their private parts?
No.
Okay. Anyone ever done anything to your butt or anything like that? Anyone asked you to do anything to their butt?
No.
So you've never had any sexual contact from anybody else? Well, that's good. I'm glad, because that's unfortunately a lot of people that, like I said, that end up in your situation. Like I said, they're shown those things by someone that probably shouldn't have shown them. Where do you think you learned all this stuff?
Well, I found out about the videos because, as I said earlier, one of my friends showed me.
Okay.
That's kind of where the whole video thing came from.
Did anyone ever show you any of those things that were going on in the videos in real life?
No.
No one ever acted those things out with you?
No.
Anyone ever asked you to act anything out with you?
No.
Okay, that's good. Anyone ever send you nude photographs of himself? You ever send nude photographs of yourself to anybody else?
No.
Okay. So if I'm understanding correctly, and tell me if I'm wrong, what you learned how these things work from watching videos? Yeah, that's kind of where you got the idea.
And then a few years ago, my grandma did the whole talk with me.
What did you guys talk about?
You know, how reproduction works and all that. And, of course, how to protect yourself from having kids and all that. So,
Yeah.
but
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that no one's ever put you in that position. Unfortunately, I deal with a lot of young people that have that happen to them.
Yeah.
And there's always someone there willing to listen if that happened to you. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And you're not going to get in trouble for anything that's happened to you or anything like that. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want you to know that that's always out there, and you can always tell somebody, because if anyone ever did something to you, that's not okay.
Yeah.
You agree with that, right? Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's very good. And kind of what we talked about earlier today, I think Randy John is a good person. I don't think the actions of one deal define somebody. And I think sometimes we make mistakes. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Is it safe to say that you care about?
Oh, yeah.
So, how do you feel about this whole situation?
I guess I'm kind of still shocked about it.
Right. Well, I saw you crying earlier. Why were you crying?
Just all the feelings, emotions, just cascading in one area.
Was it because you kind of felt like you had gotten caught, or because you felt bad for, or both? Or something unrelated, I don't know.
A mix of that and, like, confusion, because,
What were you confused about?
like, how any DNA was there, because I didn't do, I don't understands how the whole, DNA thing works.
So how it works is your skin is a bunch of cells, right? So if I take my finger and run it across there, in theory, I've just left a bunch of my cells all over that desk, right? So we have really, really intelligent scientists that work for us. They're very good at their job, and they can take their little swabs and swab that and then send it. Remember when they rubbed your cheeks?
Yeah.
So they get the same kind of cells from inside your mouth, right? Because your skin is the same on the inside as it is on the outside. It's a little bit different feeling and texture and stuff like that. It's still the same thing.
So it's different structure.
Yeah, different structure, 100%. See, you're a smart guy.
Well, the thing is chemistry has taught me like a lot, like how atoms arrange themselves.
Sure.
So I know that fabrics may feel and look different.
Mhm.
They're the same composure, it's just they're
Different densities and all
Yeah.
types of stuff. But yeah, so you leave everywhere you go. You leave a piece of yourself. So if you go into Publix or I don't know where you shop or wherever your family is,
mixed.
you're going to leave something in there, whether it be dirt off the bottom of your shoe, if it's hair off the top of your head, if it's little cells or if it's spit or anything. That's how that works, man. And when you touch something, you potentially put all that on there. And based off of the situation, it sounded like it was pretty wild in that room for a few minutes. Is that safe to say?
It was definitely confusing.
Yeah.
And panicked.
Yeah.
Her and I were both panicking.
Yeah. Can you imagine, man? Because I mean, she's not some vegetable. She understands what's going on around her. And I'm not trying to make you feel bad. That's not what it is. I'm just trying to put it out there. You feel sorry for what happened?
Definitely.
How would you feel about writing a letter about it? Maybe put your feelings down on paper.
That's something I have trouble doing because when you're with someone who doesn't really care how you feel, they just care that you turn out right, it's not easy to express yourself.
You don't think she cares how you feel? Sounds like she does.
I think she cares just because I've lived with my grandma for so long and I haven't been able to express my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
They've more just been shunned away. I've found barriers to keep myself from going too far.
What I'm doing is I'm giving you the opportunity to take that barrier down. It's just you and me in here.
It's really pushing.
Okay. But what I'm going to say, I'm going to give you a few minutes in here. Got paper, got a pen. If you decide you want to write something down for her, right here. Not going to make you do it. I'm going to set it right here. If you decide you want to try, you're more than welcome to do that, okay? You need anything?
Well, I'm getting hungry.
Hungry? I don't know what I can do for food. Do you have any allergies or anything? I don't know what we have for food.
The only allergy I have is cigarette smoke, which is why I'm not around my dad a whole lot.
Good, I'm glad you're allergic to that. That's good.
Yeah. My mom used to think that I had asthma, and they had me on this treatment and everything, but she didn't know that I was allergic to the smoke she was smoking in the house.
Right.
So yeah, but we found that out because something my grandma noticed is my breath and everything got all wheezy when I was around my dad because he smoked.
Right.
But when I wasn't around him, I was fine. That's kind of what she noticed.
Like I said, if you'd like to write, you got it right there. If you don't want to, you don't want to. Let me see if I got anything. If I have something for you, I'll bring it, okay?
Everything.
Ready? Mom wanted to say hi to you real quick. Hey, bud.
So, they told me all what happened. Okay, that you did confess to it and everything. The first thing I want you to know is I am not going to stop loving you, okay? Look at me in the eye, please. I'm not going to stop loving you. I still love you. Okay, you did something wrong. And the best thing you can do from this moment forward is better. If they offer you counseling or anything like that, take it. Anything you can do to better yourself, take it. Understand? I'm not going to stop loving you, even no matter what. Because I know the good side of you. There is a good side, Randy John. You know what I'm saying? There's a really good side of you. And that's the part you need to, build. I can't possibly imagine why you would do that. I can't. I've been wrapping my head around it for the last hour, trying to understand it. But you have to, the one thing I want you to understand is I have got to go back to that community. You understand? And I'm going to try to do everything I can do to not get your name in the paper. But the world is going to know. That's how big this is. Okay? A lot of people, up north, even heard about this case. On the news. Understand? And you know what I'm saying? She didn't deserve that. And I think you understand that, right? But just understand, I still love you. I care about you. And then I just want to see you from this moment because you can't come home now. So you're going to be going over to the jail. Understand? They told you all this stuff? Okay. So, like I said, anything that they offer you to help you, you should take it. You should take any help you can get. Because you don't ever want to do this again, right? And whatever thing that drove you to decide to put your hands on a person, understand? Whatever drove you to not think that this was, you went in her house first, right? You were in her house on her tablet. So there's a whole lot of things, a whole lot of opportunities you had to say, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do this, right? You had a lot of opportunities to change your mind. And you ignored all the signs. You ignored them all. Understand? And so you could only do from this moment better. That's all you can do. Understand? Because I can't, you're out of my hands now, unfortunately. There's nothing I can do to protect you. Understand? Nothing I can do anymore. You're on your own against the courts. You know what I'm saying? This is, and I don't even know if you're going to be allowed to come back to my house, ever. Because lives in that neighborhood. So there's going to be all this stuff going on because of all this one thing, ripple effect, right? So here we go. This is what ripple effect is. Okay? So I don't know what you're going to do for school now. I don't know when you're going to come home again or if you're going to come home again. This is very serious. Do you understand that this is serious? How serious do you think this is? No. Well, give me an idea of how serious you think this is.
I don't have anything to compare it to.
This is probably going to be the biggest thing. Yeah, right. I can understand that, but it's huge, Randy John. And it's because of the ripple effect that they have to do everything that they can do to protect the community, right? They have to protect the community. And you have got to learn a lesson. You have got to learn a lesson. And one of those things is you got to learn self-control. You understand what I'm saying? You got to learn self-control. If you get opportunities to practice it, okay? Practice self-control because you're going to need that in your future. You always need that. We all need that, Reddy John. Okay? I'm up here. You got to get self-control. I don't know what happens if Angel finds out or whatever. I don't know. But, because she's probably going to find out through the news. I'm going to hope that this doesn't get out in the news. But, you know what I'm saying? It's a big thing that you've done. And I hope you understand the gravity of it all. You know what gravity means?
The mass of it.
Yeah. The mass of it, yep.
So sorry to interrupt. Alrighty, John, I'm gonna head out, okay? I'm leaving you here in capable hands. Do you have any questions for me before I head out? Okay. I wish you the best of luck.
Did you guys explain to him what's happening? That we're...
Detective Hardigan's going to explain all that here in a little bit. But I wish you the best of luck, man, okay? If you need anything, always you can reach out to us, okay? Alright, man. Sorry, this was the situation we had to meet. I wish you the best of luck, man, okay?
But like I said, just anytime they offer you any kind of counseling, help, or whatever, take it, Randy John. Understand that you can be a better person than this. This is not the end of the line for you. You understand? You can take this era in life and you can grow from this. You understand? You can become a better person than this. And you don't ever want to be marked by this. You don't ever want to be marked by this. But you can go on from this moment forward and do everything better. Do everything right. Never tell another lie. You know what I'm saying? You might get the thoughts in your head, don't act on them. Figure out the energy inside of you, whatever it takes to not do it. When you know it's wrong, change your mind. Find something to change your mind. Understand? You're not a horrible person. You've done a horrible thing, but you're not a horrible person. The inside of you is still good. Understand? So don't think this is gonna be a learning thing for you. They're gonna try to teach you better. Put you in jail, right? And try to teach you better. And any opportunity, like I said, take it, okay? Give me a hug, I gotta go. I gotta take care of Pepe. Alright? Remember, I love you, okay? You love Grandma? Do you? Okay. Alright, I'm sorry this is happening to you, buddy. I really am, okay? Yep.
Yeah, alright, buddy. We're gonna head out. I do need you to stand up for a second. We're gonna leave that blanket here. You can just put it there. And let's have you stand right here. Gotta take a picture of you. Okay. So just wait here for a second, or let me make sure that...
Can we take one more? It's got a big shadow on the side of his face.
Critiquing my...
No, just clear view.
Yeah. Lift your head just a little bit. There we go, perfect.
Perfect.
My grandma's the same way.
Wait here
Yeah.
just a second. Let me make sure that your mom made it to her. Let's make sure.
I think he's still walking around.
Alright, I'll stand by. And you can head out and do what you need to do. You still there? Oh, you can just go over here. Yeah, just hang out right here. Do you want to write a note or anything?
He left me the thing, but I just can't find the words.
Okay. What would you like to say to her if you don't know the words?
I'm sorry. That's really all I can say.
You're sorry and what? I heard you say, I'm sorry, and then what?
It's really all I can think of, because because I live with my grandma for so long, I've gotten barriers against telling people feelings, so it's hard for me to express things.
Sure.
Even to my girlfriend when she was with me.
Yeah. And that's pretty common, especially for guys, and especially for teenage guys, to have the ability to be able to express clearly what they want to say and what they feel.
It's just because my grandma has been like she wants me to be this perfect person. She doesn't really worry about how I feel, and she shuns at how I feel sometimes, so I just think to myself.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, that sounds tough. Sure about that. Yeah, you can have a seat if you want. Stop it. You can be back here.
Okay, doors. Yeah, I just did one today, and then I did one last week. Pretty proud of it.
I'm probably gonna have to.
Yeah, of course.
Hey buddy, we're pushing low. Let me get this. You said you didn't want to write anything?
No, I
Okay, alright.
I'll need to take a picture of it real quick.
Yeah, I had it.
Oh, you already have it? I didn't realize that. So you're on top of it.
There you go. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I can't
I'm
complain.
still working on the actual, I'm gonna drop that off, I just wanted him to get him over there. Just have to open on the PC, but, LG, do you want me to send it to you?
Yeah.
I'm messaging, I get a new phone today, so hopefully, nothing else I can do about that. Yep, perfect.
Alright.
Alrighty. I think we're all good to go. Just let them know that the PC's still coming. If they give you a hard time about it, just let them know I'm still working on it. We'll go from there.
Alright, sounds good.
Yeah, you can just do it. Copy it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, John. We're gonna roll out of here, okay? You gotta set the blanket down
Yeah,
for
I just
now.
gotta.
Alright.
Yeah, we'll button it up.
Need any more water before we leave? No?
just drink that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually got a lot of fluid in my muscles.
You can sit
Yeah.
there. We'll get
Yeah,
it.
just set it there.
Yep.
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and walk this way. Yeah, no worries. Put it right.